It's me, Rajesh Kuttan. Welcome to Human Resource Development Training Series. A great idea is going to given for you today. Many people are making complaints about your life. Many people are really fed up with their life due to boring. How to avoid the boring sessions from our life? Why the boring is happening in our life? Have you ever thought about it? You have to think. When you think very deeply, you can find out the best answers. A king was leading a monotonous life. He got fed up with everything. So the people in the country was not satisfied because the king is not administrating properly because of his personal problems. One day Prime Minister noticed it, suggested to the king, you have to make some differences in your life. And he reminded one more thing. Years back, you were very much engrossed in archery. It was a different idea for the king. Very next day, he said to all the officials, you have to find out the best archer from our country. As a part of it, you have to just talk this matter to the archers and let them to meet me. After 2 days, a couple of good archers came to meet him. King just tested them. He was not impressed about their performance. So he again turned to the boring sessions. Somehow somebody said to king, there are lots of good archers living in the forest side. Then king directly went to meet the archers with his soldiers. After 1 hour of journey, king could see an arrow which was struck on the big tree surrounded by a circle. After 100 meters of journey, he saw another arrow which was also struck on the tree surrounded by a circle. Within 1 kilometer, he saw around 12 arrows which was struck on the tree. That time king said to the soldiers, yes, this is the right person whom I want to see. This is the right archer whom I want to honor. Anyway, after 5 minutes, they saw a boy who is sitting in the river side with a bow and few arrows. King called the boy. He stood up. King inquired, I happened to see a lot of arrows on the way, which was on the tree, keeping the middle side. When I observed, I could understand that the creator of those arrows are the perfect archer. Is it you created such things? The boy innocently replied to the king, yes, I did it. King brought him to the kingdom and he announced that I have found out the best archer from our country. So you have to come here. I am going to honor him by the presence of a lots of people. In that auspicious occasion, he gave him lots of gifts. The boy was really impressed, satisfied. After the meeting, the king personally invited the boy and just requested, can you teach me the technique how to keep the arrows in the middle side of the circle? The boy innocently said, it's a very simple technique. I shall teach you within seconds. And both of them just went outside of the palace. There were lots of trees. Boy took the bow and just shot the arrow on the biggest tree. After he collected a chalk piece from the king and just made a circle. King was really astonished. The boy again replied to the king, this is a technique which I am using for many years. As the king was not cruel and he had the common sense, at the same time, he wanted to get some differences in his life. The boy's answer and his action, which made really a change in his life. The king hugged the boy and said, anyway, for the last few months, I was not feeling well. Now you could open my eye. The problem was for me is the simple one, that I was always doing the same things. I didn't have the capacity to understand the real things in the life. Now you have opened my eyes. So you are really welcome to the kingdom. A simple action which made a lot of changes in his life. He started doing everything in different way. People were really satisfied. He could make a great difference in his life. Within few years, he could become the greatest emperor in that country. Many people were really satisfied under his administration. So understand one thing, a simple action which is making a wonderful things in this world. So try to make a difference in your thinking. A mother is cutting the head and tail of the fish. That time, a 7-year-old girl asking to mother, "Mother, why are you cutting the head and tail of the fish?" Mother tells to the girl, "My mother was doing this activity." Then the girl went to see the grandma. "Grandma, why did you cut the head and tail of the fish?" Grandma replied, "My mother was doing this action." Then she went to see the grandma's mother. She replied that my mother was doing this activity. The girl who didn't get the correct answer, she kept the question inside her for many years. She discussed with so many people, read many books. She could find out that there wasn't any reality about their actions. They were doing the same things. There wasn't any difference in their activity. Finally, could find out the reality. The reality is this one. Head and tail is also very useful for eating. Likewise, when you make a different thinking, you can find out some people are still carrying lots of blind thoughts inside them. We have to make some differences in it. Otherwise, our life is going to be very pathetic one. We all very familiar about Sir Isaac Newton. One day he was sitting the downside of the apple tree. That time an apple fell down on his head. He thought very differently why the apple fell down. Actually, it was really a wonderful moment. He could find out the gravity theory. Likewise, you have noticed the great contributions in this world which was happened due to the different thinking of the people. If you want to lead a prosperous life, if you want to lead a beautiful life, if you want to make yourself happy and other people also happy, you have to make some different thinking with you. Life is very short. We are believing that we have got only few days in this world. But believe yourself, if you are able enough to some differences in your life, that short life is going to be much more colorful. As long as you live, that much differences you have to bring in this world. After your death also, people would remember you because of your difference in life. Anyway, I would come with a new video next week. Thank you very much. Have a nice time.